The largest venomous snake of the Amazon basin is the Bushmaster. It lives in the most remote corners of the jungle. That's the only reason people are lucky to rarely encounter it. The Bushmaster is really a terrible monster. For her, 7 feet long, or 2 meters, is the norm, and sometimes there are twice as long individuals, which makes her a rival of the king cobra for the title of the largest venomous snake on the planet. The poison has a combined effect, simultaneously hitting the nervous system and affecting the victim's blood. Interestingly enough, this snake is one of the best ambush masters ever. She is able to freeze completely in one place, which gives her the perfect disguise. In a stationary position, she will wait for prey for days. Thanks to a not-too-active lifestyle, she can afford to eat very rarely. Once a month or even less. Imagine this. An animal walks through the forest and constantly monitors the environment. Otherwise, there is no way to survive there. Everything seems to be in order, no unnecessary movement, no rustle, no threats. Suddenly, teeth dig into the leg and a terrible pain permeates the entire body. And this is just the beginning. Then the poison begins to act until the poor animal realizes in shock that a huge snake the length of a car suddenly appeared next to her out of nowhere. If you think that only large animals are dangerous in the Amazon basin, then you're definitely mistaken. Literally anyone can pose a threat here. From an insect to a cute, at first glance, animal that seems defenseless until it screams in your face. For example, this cute little toad. Look at how adorable it is, right? You won't understand right away that 100 of these crumbs could exterminate all the jaguars on the planet. Therefore, spotted babies, like most other living creatures, avoid this amphibian. Vividly, the frog is called a terrible leaf climber, and such a name is not an exaggeration. It is one of the most venomous creatures on Earth. So don't be surprised by its bright coloring. The leaf climber does not disguise himself. With a body length of about 1.5 inches, up to 4 centimeters, it is not afraid of anyone and stands out among the foliage on purpose so that it is noticed from afar and not touched. And it works. Most animals at the sight of this creature behave like Homer from that meme, you know? The key feature of the frog is that its entire body is covered with poison. Most toxins need active interaction with the circulatory system, or at least the mucous membrane of the victim. But not the poison of a leaf climber. It works through the skin. That is, just touching this little monster with your finger is enough for the poison to take effect in a couple of minutes. The total amount of poison on one frog is 500 times more than it takes to stop one person's heart. But people have a fairly high resistance to poisons relative to body weight. The amphibious creature acts for sure. So what kind of poison is this? It is called a batrachotoxin, and it is one of the most mysterious toxic substances in the animal world. The substance is incredibly poisonous and has a complex effect. First of all, it destroys the heart. Due to the combined structure, the poison causes both an increase in the heartbeat and a malfunction in its rhythms, and subsequently, a complete cardiac arrest. The toxin acts in a matter of minutes, but these are very painful minutes. In addition, the poison also affects the nervous system, causing irreversible changes in it. As a result, pain, cramps, loss of muscle control. There is no antidote to the toxin, nothing at all. But for some reason, scientists have proved that when combined with scorpion venom, the toxic properties of batrachotoxin increase by 12 times. We don't know why this information is needed. Maybe scientists are afraid that frogs will unite with scorpions and try to take over the planet? Well, with such weapons, they kind of have a chance. After all, researchers can't even say exactly where this toxin even comes from. That it's from toads, this is obvious, but no one knows how they produce it. Perhaps there are special glands in the amphibian's body that have not yet been found. Perhaps it's all about the diet, we don't know. Substances that structurally resemble batrachotoxin have been found in some beetles. If a leaf climber eats these beetles, it can accumulate and process these compounds to secrete on the surface of the skin in the form of poison. But no one knows for sure. In captivity, yes, it occurred to someone to keep these little monsters in captivity. Do not do that. They gradually lose their poisonous properties. That is, they can kill not a whole herd of bulls, but only 2 or 3 individuals in one touch. You probably guessed that people learned how to use the poison of these amphibians centuries ago, don't you? Of course, as a weapon. Local tribes lubricate arrows with them. Therefore, you should not quarrel with the Aborigines. And as it is, a terrible leaf climber is a cute creature. Instead of webbing, it has little fingers that help him stick to the leaves. This animal spends most of its life on them. Thanks to this property, the species got its name. Now get ready. The Amazon basin is home to about 100 species of frogs with venom, which can be dangerous for large animals. And the leaf climber is just one of them. We will not describe the other 99, otherwise after this video you would get so excited about them that you would start catching insects with your tongue. But you must admit, 100 species of poisonous frogs for one river is a lot. After all, each species is a population of many thousands or even tens of thousands of individuals. The peculiarity of the Amazon is that there are representatives of any order of animals can be dangerous. Dozens of species of poisonous scorpions, hundreds of species of insects, a meeting with which you will definitely not like. And every year, new ones are found. So there are several species of ants that can be dangerous to humans in the Amazon basin. And they are about as dangerous as a meeting with a man-eating lion. For example, this little ant. Do you think these insects can only cause inconvenience in large numbers? No. The bite of this ant alone causes pain, which experienced people have compared to a bullet hit, and all thanks to a very strong poison. Unlike snake venom, this toxin could not stop the heart. Nope, he has to make you suffer. The bite of at least 3 of these ants will make you forget about getting close to their colony forever. Even the name of the insect is appropriate. Ant bullet. Or here are stray ants. They rely on group work. Their coherence is admired, especially from afar. After all, if you find yourself next to their colony, then the only thing you will think about is how to get out of here as soon as possible. Unlike most other ants, these do not create ant hills, do not build large above-ground palaces or underground tunnels. They just travel, as can be easily understood from the name. But in their wanderings, they are more like not cute tourists, but some Genghis Khan or Attila with his horde, who walked across Eurasia with fire and sword more than 1,000 years ago. Stray ants just go and demolish, devour, destroy literally everything in their path. There are thousands of creatures in their colony, and the most ordinary worker is cooler than a hornet. And the soldier ants generally resemble some kind of insect special forces. Vagrant ants march in clear columns, with warriors constantly patrolling the borders. They protect others from external threats. Worker ants are only called such. In fact, they are the greatest hunters. Among them, there are scouts who go ahead and look for the best routes, as well as those who attack the victim who was unlucky enough to be on the path of this huge family. The actions of these individuals are perfectly coordinated both in combat and in travel, when they carry everything they need, get food, and distribute it so that there is not a single hungry individual. In the center, there are ants that carry larvae, eggs, and most importantly, the queen. When a colony finds something tasty, It pounces on the target as a single organism. In a matter of minutes, only bones will remain from the bird. At night, the colony stops its flow, equips a temporary base, which it guards no worse than the United States guards the Pentagon. And in the morning, they take off again and go. Moreover, even water barriers cannot stop these purposeful kids. If the stream is narrow enough, then the ants create something like a living bridge. Some individuals turn into its supports, while others carry everything they need on the backs of their fellows. And if the reservoir is wide, then ants build live rafts according to the same scheme. Moreover, most of the ants that are at the bottom of such a ship survive, since their respiratory organs remain above the water. It's so effective in its design. And these are only 2 types of ants. Can you imagine what other creatures live there? However, why imagine? We'll just